Hi everyone, it's so good to see you. Winston Churchill said the following: "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And it's very true. We were never meant to be Ebenezer Scrooge. We were never meant to hoard everything and just keep it to ourselves. We were meant to be conduits. We were meant to be blessing to other people. And when we take the gifts that we have and we hoard it, we don't share it, we don't give of it, it does a couple different things. One, it stymies our own growth, which we don't need. And secondly, there's someone who needs to receive that gift. And if we don't give it, they can't receive it. And they go without. And when we give of ourselves, it makes such a difference. So I don't know how to do that. Can you read a book? Why don't you volunteer at a senior center and read books? Or why don't you go and teach people how to read? That's important. If you can read, teach someone else how to read. Because if you can teach them how to read, they're going to be better equipped to get the job they need and to grow and to be the person they need to be. They can learn how to read a contract. If you can learn, if you know you're an attorney and you can read contracts and you know what to look for, teach somebody else. Say, let me show you how to read that contract so you know what you're getting yourself involved in. That's a huge, huge gift. You're giving of yourself. I just saw a video about a guy who's a street vet. He's a veterinarian. And he kept it to himself for years that he was doing this. And finally he's like, I've got to have money because I've paid for all this out of pocket and I have to have help now. So he reached out and started telling people what he was doing. And now he has gone nationwide. He's got vets set up all across the nation who are going out on the streets and they're helping these people who are homeless that have pets. And they're making sure that those pets are taken care of. And it blesses and helps the people who are homeless because someone took the time to recognize something that was important to them. And it changes their life. They're out, I'm trying to say the right word, but I'm missing it. It changes their outlook, their perspective. That it puts faith back into humanity for them. It changes everything. So you make a life by what you get, but it's what you give. It's what you do with that that makes the difference. It changes everything. Because you don't know whose life you're going to save today. You say, I can't save somebody's life. I'm not talking about in the traditional sense. I'm talking about there are people who are desperate, people who are so full of despair, and they just need 2 minutes of your time to totally change everything around. You say, well, I don't know if I can do that. You got to start somewhere. Start with something simple. Maybe it's pulling the weeds in your neighbor's yard. You could do that. Maybe if you live in an area where there's lots of snow and ice, if you get up before your neighbor does, go out and scrape off their windows. There are things that you can do to give. And when you start on those little tiny things, it's amazing how much they will grow and how much they will change. Not only you personally, but the world around you. And then what it does is it opens you up to other things like, oh, I can do that. I can volunteer at the soup kitchen. I can volunteer and get clothes together and take them to the homeless. I can do this. I can do that. You need somebody to do, I can handle that. You know what? I can go to the store and pick up those extra groceries and bring them back for you. It's amazing. Once you make that first step, your life of giving changes. And it also affects and infects the people around you, which is what we're here to do. So yes, by all means, make a living. Get what you can from that living, but make sure that you give so that your life does make an impact and leaves a legacy. I really appreciate you joining us today. We look forward to seeing you soon. Until next time.